Hi, it's Paul Maunder from Production Expert. In this video, we'll be looking at the Penteo 360 plugin. This is actually the entry-level plugin in the Penteo range, but it still provides a wide range of features for upmixing and downmixing audio between 16 different formats, which you can see on screen here, plus binaural. Let's take a look at the basics of how this works. In this session, I have some stereo music, but I'd like to upmix this to 7.1, so I've instantiated the Penteo 360 plugin on the track. In the drop-down, I've got 7.1 selected as my target output format. Now, if I just play the track, Penteo is upmixing the stereo music to spread it into the various channels of the 7.1 speaker layout. The plugin provides faders for the center, side surrounds, and rear surrounds, and adjusting these redistributes the energy of the audio. Crucially, Penteo 360 upmixes maintain 100% ITU downmix compatibility. We're not actually adding stuff in or taking anything away, it's just a redistribution of energy between the speaker channels. Of course, you're watching this video in stereo, so it's impossible to fully appreciate what this plugin is actually doing in surround. Also, when working with Penteo 360, maybe you don't always have access to a surround monitoring setup. In this case, you can optionally enable binaural monitoring. To do this, we have to first go into Settings and activate Enable Binaural. Now we can switch this on or off as required. The reason why you can enable or disable it in Preferences is because binaural does add a little bit of extra latency to the plugin when it's enabled in the background, so if you're not going to use it and you want the lowest latency possible, you might want to keep it off. Anyway, you'll notice that when binaural monitoring is on, the output channels now show BL and BR for binaural left and right. Here's another piece of music which I think will do a fairly good job at demonstrating the binaural capabilities. In this case, the music is 5.0 to begin with, and I'm using Penteo 360 with the input and output formats both set to 5.0, but I've enabled binaural monitoring. This is a great way to either just monitor in binaural or to actually convert surround content to it. There's an output visualizer which you can open at the bottom of the plugin. This shows a representation of the various speakers in the format we're upmixing to, along with a visual indication of the energy in those channels. Moving on to downmixing. This is equally as straightforward. Here I have a 5.1 mix which I'd like to create a stereo version of. Using Penteo 360, we can once again reversion this audio by simply adjusting the faders to control the balance as needed. When doing this, the drop-down menu on the right-hand side of the plugin allows you to choose between stereo and LORO, or left-only, right-only, ITU. LFE content is discarded in LORO ITU mode, and faders and controls are disabled to ensure that the LORO downmix will pass only the default ITU coefficients. In stereo mode, faders are available, and the LFE channel can optionally be included. Personally, I usually work in the stereo mode, but manually disable the LFE. That way, I still have full control over the balance of the other channels in the downmix. Well, that's a quick overview of the basic functionality of the Penteo 360 plugin. This supports a range of surround, ambisonics, and 360 formats, and it's a great tool for both upmixing and downmixing between formats. For more information on Penteo 360, along with the other plugins in the range, Penteo Pro and Penteo Pro Plus, head over to PerfectSurround.com. Thanks for watching.